I wanted to obviously get rich. I wanted to make the money. So I was like, okay, I have to risk something. So then I just put in the money. Because I did that, I worked like even harder. I worked even more because I was like, bro, I have to make this money back.
What was like, a few main things that kind of led you to trust me to be able to take you to that next level?
Apart from all the other gurus, you literally are doing it live, and you did the live filming session and all that stuff. I did trust him because he opened in the Discord chats and told me everything I had to know, and
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Where are we at in terms of sales? How many winning products? How many primed accounts? I know we have a few IGs cooking, all that good stuff. So where are we at now?
All right, so
Okay, Bastian, my man, what is up?
what's up, bro? How are you?
Good, good. Nice. What is it like? What time is it for you right now?
6 p.m. No, 7 p.m.
Nice,
now. Yeah.
nice, nice. Awesome. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and jump straight into everything, all of the good stuff. And before we do that, just fill me in, fill the audience in on kind of your background, your age, if you don't mind sharing, where you're based, and kind of what you do. Obviously, we do organic drop shipping, but just go in detail a little bit on your background.
All right, so I'm Bastian. I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Germany. And I started dropshipping about 2 years ago. And back then, I didn't really have much knowledge. I was just posting for like half a year or so before I made my first sale. I was still in school back then, actually. And then I had to like do my final exams for school. So I couldn't have that much focus on dropshipping. And if it were up to me, I would have obviously maybe just focused on dropshipping itself. But obviously, I want to make my parents proud and stuff. So
Yeah, of
I had to go
course.
through that. And then basically, after the final exams, I was running like 2 to 3 products. I don't know if you know it. I actually have it right here. It's like this phone case thing, like really
Okay.
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
And I got like 3 mil views or something and made like 2 sales. So nothing.
And how
And
long
then,
ago was that?
sorry, what?
How long ago was that?
That was half a year ago, not too long ago.
Okay, awesome.
And then,
Awesome.
yeah, I made like 2 sales at 3 million views. And I was like, what am I doing wrong? Right. Because everyone always thinks like, okay, you make videos, you go viral, you have your website, and then you basically make the money. Right. But there's so much that goes into it. So I was like, okay, what can I do now to basically like, what am I doing wrong? I see all these other people making so much money. What else can I do? Right. And then I came across Anime Blades, probably as many people know you
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
And then I watched your videos. I was like, okay, those are pretty cool, right? Like the quality of the vids and everything. And back then I was still in the mindset. I don't know if it was because of YouTube videos I watched or whatever. I was still having that mindset of the more you post, the higher chance of you going viral, right?
The
But like,
classic guru, just
yeah,
quantity
exactly.
over quality, just spamming a
Yeah.
bunch of videos. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I saw your videos, and then I think you made like a video on that account about your Discord and stuff. I was like, okay, let me check that out because this guy does pretty good videos. So I joined that Discord, then I watched some YouTube videos, and once I watched those videos, I was like, okay, this guy's not telling the typical guru bullshit. So
Yeah.
maybe this guy knows something, right? Like the free value that you gave was like way better than everything else. So I was like, okay, I kind of trust this guy. And I'm not usually the guy that, buys mentorships or whatever.
Right.
Uh, but I was like, okay, if this guy gives like free value that's this good, then I'll just join the mentorship.
I was gonna say, before we start jumping into all the specifics and stuff, let's talk about just a tiny bit more about you before we actually dive into the mentorship itself. So I know you explained some of your past, but let's go in a little bit more detail on that. So, right before I guess you joined, or really just before you joined in general, what were you struggling with the very most?
I would say in general, I was very consistent and hardworking. Like I did my stuff every day and I didn't see results and I just kept going, right? But the thing was, there's just these changes that you have to make in your videos and also the products obviously that you're selling. As I said, I got 3 million views and 2 sales, that's nothing. And then also how you go viral consistently. It also plays a big part, obviously, if you want to consistently make money, right? So
Exactly. Yeah, I feel like that's something a lot of people struggle with the most. Like you're in the same shoes as virtually almost everybody that, doesn't actually like print or do consistent numbers, or you were in that position at least. It's like I'm doing everything I need to be doing every single day. I'm staying consistent. I'm posting all the, I'm constantly trying, testing new products, all this stuff, but just something's missing. There's one missing piece. So, you know, I know we talked briefly about the stuff you had already achieved before joining the mentorship, but like what were your exact kind of sales and views before joining?
All right, so I would say so views weren't that bad. Obviously, not as good as now, right? But
Right,
let's say in total, I got like over half a year. I got maybe 5 million views or something.
right.
And in total, it's half a year. So in total, I got like 1K rev. That's nothing basically, right? But it's
Yeah, I mean,
still
especially
it's
where
just
we're at now.
a switch.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Awesome,
Um,
bro.
yeah. And then so I had these anime keychains and I thought they were pretty cool. Like with a wow factor, you show them in the sky and they basically like glow the eyes of the anime character and stuff. And but like with the pricing and stuff like that, if I run a higher value, a higher ticket product, like it makes way more sense than running a lower ticket product that costs less. Because like I'm even if I make 30 sales a day, it's
Right.
500 a day, like
Eh,
500 in rev.
exactly. And these keychains he's referring to, guys, these were not given to him by us, of course. He came into the mentorship running this product. And that's something a lot of people don't touch on, but that's another thing we stay away from in the program is it doesn't really make sense to run these $10, $15 items because you're doing the same amount of work for, the same 100 sales that you're going to be making $1,500 on compared to $5,000 on with a higher ticket at 30, 40, $50 price point. But we won't
Yeah.
get into the specifics about that. So, where I know you said that you saw the YouTube and then you joined the Discord and all that, but like where exactly did you very first hear about me?
Yeah, I would say it was on the Anime Blades TikTok. So I
Oh,
saw
you
it there
saw
and
that actual account.
yeah, I saw that account. And then I'm not sure if it was the one video where you were promoting your Discord or if I on YouTube actually got your video recommended of this guy's Anime Blades or
Right.
something like
Right.
that.
Yeah, that was like I think that was like my second video on the channel. But I mean, there's probably no better way to see trust in somebody than literally seeing me do the business model
Yeah,
with your own eyes. Right? It's not even like this
exactly.
thing like, "Hey, I claim to do this." Like you literally stumble upon me printing
Yeah,
in real life, doing the business.
exactly.
Um, so beyond all that, what was like, a few main things that kind of led you to trust me to be able to take you to that next level?
I would say, like, apart from all the other gurus who, I mean, they have a lot of case studies and stuff, but as you just said, you literally are doing it live and you did the live filming session and all that stuff. And you had zero case studies when I joined, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
Right.
know, I was just also, yeah, he was really open and writing me a lot when I asked him stuff on Discord about the mentorship because I mean, it's a lot of money for me. I put in more money than I even had because I was
Yeah.
so confident in making it back.
Yeah.
And I took that risk because I did trust him because he was open in the Discord chats and told me everything I had to know. And
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I think the biggest part of all that is just it really does help a lot of people, especially in your situation, just seeing me actually do the business, which a lot of these other guys unfortunately cannot.
yeah,
Um, So, feel free to be open about it because I know like that's why I was so hyped for this case study actually because I know we weren't in the most amazing position when joining. So, fill us in a little bit more on like in terms of finances and the position you were in because I remember when we first talked, right? You weren't you weren't in the best position and I even remember because you did a payment plan, it was like your last payment or something. We almost had a mishap because you were still kind of that down bad. So,
yeah.
be as open as you want. How were you genuinely feeling back then, when you weren't getting help from me and the team?
Bro, yeah, I wasn't down bad before I didn't pay because then I had the money, but
Right.
I wanted to obviously get rich. I wanted to make the money. So I was like, okay, I have to risk something. So then I just put in the money. And you know what's actually funny? I think because I did that, I worked like even harder. I worked even more because I was like, bro, I have to make this money back. This was
Right.
also the money from, my grandparents and stuff that, always
Whatever it
um
takes type
yeah,
thing,
my
right?
birthday and whatever. So the money was like it wasn't just any money, that I
Yeah,
just worked for with a job or
right.
something. And so I was like, okay, bro, I have to make this work. And I think that's also because there's sometimes people that join mentorships who already have a wealthy family or something, and then they don't have the drive, and then they don't do all the work.
100%.
So I was actually in a pretty good situation if you look at it like that, right?
Yeah, and we've seen that a lot. And that among a trillion other things, and this is kind of irrelevant. I won't take too long on this, but there's also like there's something crazy, like there's a huge incentive behind giving money in turn for, something like a mentor. I remember when I first came out with the Discord, I let a lot of people in for free. And it had crazy value. I was responding to a lot of people. I was giving people like before I even had a mentorship, virtually just mentoring them when I actually had the time, just randomly responding to DMs and everything. And virtually everybody I did that with from the very beginning that had it all like free, nowhere to be
Yeah.
found. I mean, every single one of them are out of the Discord. It was like 30, 40 plus people, all of them besides like one or two. Even though they're getting the same exact thing that you guys are paying a pretty substantial amount for, when you give somebody, and this is, everybody's like, oh, why don't you just do this for free out of the kindness of your own heart and all this stuff? But it's exactly the way you just described it. Actually, putting like a monetary value behind something like this is going to drive you harder. And like that's a perfect testimony to like what I'm saying is those first 30 people I was basically mentoring, not as, as intricate and systemized as what we do now, all for free. These people just they don't even basically exist in my world anymore. They're gone. I don't even talk to these people, and they don't even do the business model. So
Yeah.
no, you're exactly right about that 100%. So okay, now let's move on to the good stuff, the stuff everybody wants to see, right? So we saw where you were at, but now where are we at in terms of sales? How many winning products, how many primed accounts? I know we have a few IGs cooking, all that good stuff. So where are we at now?
All right. So I have three winning products right now, and these are all through the mentorship.
Right.
So yeah. And then also, I've never had a good IG account. To be honest, I always saw these people say, yeah, IG is the strat and all that, but I wasn't aware of it. As I said, my networking wasn't that good and everything. So
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of it. I was just posting on TikTok. But now that I know of the strategy and I implemented the strategy as
The inner
told
circles IG strat is what you're referring to, right?
his IG strat basically, now I have three primed IG accounts. Um, One was a bit lucky, but still.
Yeah,
And,
yeah,
but there's still things that you can tweak to like get into the position of getting a higher chance of getting that primed IG, right? So
exactly. And
legit
then
stuff.
especially once we actually implement the IG strat, I mean, it just puts everything on steroids,
Exactly. Yeah.
100%. So real quick, could you pull up your sales just for the people to see?
100%. Yeah. All right. Let me screen record. Am I
Okay.
sharing
Yeah,
it?
you can just take us like one product at a time.
Okay. Perfect. All right. Let me see at what day I should start this. Because this was also the store where I ran the keychains on.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But yeah, now
Yeah,
the other.
just start. And that actually can lead us into our next question as well as you find like where to cut it off. How long were you in the mentorship before you saw like, actual results?
Yeah. Basically maybe directly 2 weeks after I definitely got like with the bad product, I had like a 500 day, which is 30 orders, which is
Yeah, I
insane.
do. Right. And
Like
what
the
we did for Bastian, guys, was although he did come into the mentorship with that bad product, we didn't want to just leave him in this position to where he wasn't running anything at all. So until, he's filling out his sheets, we're going through, we're trying to get bangers, we're waiting on me to give him a green light on certain products while he's filling out his sheet, all that stuff. What we like to do is, I call it keeping the engine oiled. So we still managed to take this horrible product he was running that was converting at like less than 500 per mil and still get him results from that just by dialing in his content. But now
Exactly.
we're moving on to that very first uh product that actually started ripping. Is that this one?
Yep. It's this
Okay,
one. All right.
awesome.
So in December, it was still the keychains. So that was like 2K from all
Right,
the sales right there. And then maybe a little over a month, I ran this product.
right,
And this product converts very well, but it's just really hard to go viral with it.
right.
But
And what
um
was this one converting at? Like 4-ish K per mil or close to that?
probably something like that, yeah, I would say. But
Okay,
I did the you guys know the little and IKEA and stuff like that. I did that
right.
kind of content, and obviously that doesn't work that well. I still went viral with it. Like I got a video with 6 mil or something or 7 mil on IG.
Yeah.
Um,
A
it's
lower
definitely
converting concept for sure.
exactly. So now I'm just trying to dial in new concepts because obviously those would convert even higher, and the product converts insanely well anyway. I get like 100 to 200 sessions a day and still get 2 to 3 sales, which is 200 plus in
Yeah, this
in
this is a
rev.
bit, I wouldn't call it high ticket, but it is a nice ticket. What do you sell these at?
70 in total, 70 or more.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so this was our first, beyond the bad one you came into the mentorship with. This was the first one that started ripping. Now let's move on to the second one. And it's cool how it all happened. It's like you had that first winner, and then like a few weeks or a month went by, then your second winner, and then a few
Yeah,
weeks or a month went by, and then your third winner. Right? It's
exactly.
literally basically you're just create like you're starting to run a new, 10K month almost product every single month. It's like we're just
Yeah,
stacking them, stacking them, stacking them. And that's part of it, right? That's another route we go that a lot of people don't think about. It's almost the way I like to think about it because I'm all obviously a lot more data driven and everything. It's like we're just stacking and building up this portfolio like real estate of all these stores. And it's
100%.
it's really easy to do, especially, with the systems we have in the mentorship. So go ahead and show us that second product as well.
All right.
Okay, awesome. So this is the second product, right? As we start going down the line. So this is almost a month later after that first banger. Now we're on that second primed IG. We have that second product. How long did it take you, from me greenlighting this product to it actually starting to rip and make sales?
Almost like this was pretty quick. This I tested concepts for like 1 week or something, and then almost immediately with the knowledge you gave me on content research and how turning winning concepts that are trending right now, how to apply it to your own product and stuff. That's the things I need to think about. And then I implemented it, and then like almost a week after, it already was ripping. Yeah,
Simple.
and yeah, pretty simple.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's even easier. That's another thing a lot of people don't understand. The more untapped, obviously, no matter what, it's kind of a no-brainer. The better the product, the easier it's going to be to go viral, and the faster you can get it up and cooking. But also on the untapped side, the less saturated a product is, or the sooner you are to be one of the first to run it, the easier it gets up and cooking. And then especially add that in with the IG strat and a primed IG. I mean, you're looking at, and I mean, you've seen that literally with like almost all your products that they've all relatively been up and actually making sales within what, like the first week-ish?
Yeah,
Easy. Okay,
100%.
now let's move on to that third store. Okay, now this is our most recent product that we have cooking, and this is what I mean. It's at the time of recording, it's the 8th, so it's been what, like 10-ish days.
Yeah.
Now this new product is already at almost 10K, and this is all in, is that euros? Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
American. So I mean, that's a little over, I think, 9K in USD. So add a few $100 to basically everything you guys have seen on screen to convert it to USD. So this has virtually almost been printing 1K a day if you were to average it out since you started running it. And this
That's
is the
true.
same product we got up and running and making sales the very first day, right?
Exactly. Yeah. First day on Instagram, and then completely went viral with the first vid I posted.
Easy,
Uh, it's at 5 mil or something right now, and then got two more concepts that are at 8 mil and also 5 mil or something like that.
easy.
So
Easy. And it's so you are in just the best position ever. This is, of course, I'm the IG guy. I talk about IG, all this stuff all the time. And a great way to think about these are just their assets. Done correctly, especially with the IG strat and all that good stuff, they're virtually just assets that are going to bring you six figures a year per asset, bare minimum. Especially when Q4 rolls around and you actually stay consistent with the IG strat. I mean, every time you see a primed IG, you can just, obviously with a good product on it, go ahead and assume, okay, now this is just another asset to add to the portfolio. And dude, like I hate to keep saying IG strat, IG strat, IG strat, but with the IG strat, it 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 within itself unintentionally adds so much longevity to the accounts to where you can just continue doing these numbers so much more consistently than you could on TikTok or YouTube. So, and what wasn't, didn't you have your craziest day with this product?
Yeah, I had a 3.2K day. I think it was on this day right here.
Beautiful.
Yes, that one.
Nice. Yeah, he remembered that one for sure.
Of course. And then
Awesome, bro.
right before that, I had the almost the first 2K day. So I had my first
Easy,
3K day before I had my first 2K day, basically.
easy, easy. That's absolutely beautiful, bro. I love seeing it. I love seeing it. Okay, you can kind of throw off your screen now. It doesn't have to be up there anymore.
And this was in Q1. I don't know if you want to mention that.
Yeah, that is something that probably would be beneficial to mention. For those of you that don't know or you're not that in the space, depending on where you're at, advanced, beginner, intermediate, Q1, naturally, even your biggest brands that you see, all of their sales tank 50, 60, 70, 80%. Even the big dogs like me, everybody takes a huge hit in terms of sales, conversions, what your product converts at, everything. So, I mean, even, yes, these numbers are already crazy, but then on top of that, to be during Q1, wow, right?
Yeah.
So, now that we've talked about the past, where you're at, all this great stuff, let's talk a little bit more about the mentorship. What would you, if you had to say like one or two things, like specific things that we fixed the most for you or helped you with the most that like changed the game, what would those few things be? It could be everything, it could be a one or two things. What would you say those things were?
I would say it's a lot of things because also yesterday I was talking to my friend. He asked me what's like one thing that you were like, bro, okay, this changed the whole game. It's not that. It's always like these little things that if you just do it yourself, you would have never thought about this stuff, right? Either if it's the website or if it's the content, what you're doing wrong, or accounts, how you manage the accounts and stuff, or apps on Shopify, like so many little things where you can just send a message and then instantly get the best response possible to implement it in your business, right? So that's just, I think that's like the biggest thing.
That was a great answer. That was a great answer. So it wasn't even that one big thing. It's just these tiny things over time, basically, is what you're
Exactly.
saying.
Yep.
That was a great answer. Okay, so I know we talked about what we fixed and stuff, but just in general, from your own opinion, what is like one thing you enjoy the most from the program itself? Like, and we can talk like systems and stuff now. Like, what's one thing you enjoy the most?
When, I would say the calls are probably the most valuable thing, the best thing,
Definitely, definitely.
obviously, because I mean, you're just on one to one, it's not like theoretically, like if you have a call where somebody is telling you something, they're talking theoretically, like um like just showing you stuff what to do and stuff, but they don't see your product and your website and everything. But if you're on the one-to-one call, obviously it's going to be more personal and direct, and
Yeah,
obviously they're going to give better tips on what you have to do. So that
yeah.
would probably be the most valuable thing. Yeah.
I agree with that 1000%. And that's why we kind of took that shift in the program, to start taking on more one-on-one calls with all of your coaches, and
Yeah.
especially now with your three advanced coaches, Austin, Samuel, me, one-on-ones. I mean, you get a ridiculous amount of calls and just basically you have all the goats constantly for any specific thing you need at all.
Exactly.
Um, so no, that's perfect. I would say that really genuinely is where you end up getting the most value because you really can just sit down and go deep instead of these generic answers.
Yep.
So now that you're dialed in, multiple winning products, multiple winning accounts. I mean, we literally from zero to hero. What is like? your next goal or your plans you have for the future now?
I would say I know this is probably pretty like everybody says this, but I really do want to move to Dubai because because of the tax. Yeah, literally, bro.
Yeah, bro's gonna pull a Samuel. Yeah, no,
Exactly.
that's a great goal. I mean, we're almost there,
Yeah.
really. If you think about it realistically, we're pretty close to being able to
Yeah.
do that. Awesome, bro.
Well, yeah, that's pretty much what I want to do. And what else? Yeah, I don't I don't know. I'm not entirely sure yet. I
Awesome,
guess
awesome. So, what about like
I
business
think
wise, I guess?
yeah, business wise, yeah, I'm just gonna keep going, keep on. Obviously with the primed IG accounts, I have momentum and I can literally do this for the next few months, right? And then
Easy.
also it gets easier with a primed IG because you don't have to do all this niche research for the content that where you have to see what works and what doesn't because you already know what works. So you have more time on your hands to run up even more products or, you
Exactly.
know,
So your goal is just continue doing what you're doing at a larger scale, more winning products, more primed accounts. Yeah, that's the best route to go. 100%. Building up that portfolio, right? Awesome, bro. Awesome. All right. So last question I have for you, Bastian, is, what would you say to somebody that is watching this video right now, but maybe they're on the fence about joining? Maybe they've hung around and been watching my YouTube videos for a minute, or maybe they're just even kind of lingering around in the Discord and still like, should I join? Should I not? And still kind of on the fence about it. What would you say to those people?
it depends how much you want it, bro. Like I wanted it that much. I didn't even have enough money and I still, risked it. So, and if if you're kind of on the fence of it and being like, yeah, I don't know if I should do this, then maybe you just don't want it enough, right? But if you really have the fire in you and you think, okay, bro, I can do this and I have to do this, then do it, right? I mean, you see the results of all the people who join and who actually do something. It's
Yeah.
literally like it's almost no failure is possible if you just do your thing, right?
Yeah, virtually. I mean, yeah, it actually is crazy. I haven't sat down and done like the exact math on it, but I'm almost completely positive we have one of the highest success rates of virtually any coaching, even outside of ecom. It's like, I think, I don't want to give, a wrong answer. It's like 80-90% success rate. And then if you were to take out the people that just randomly ghost us, dude, it's like virtually no matter what, you get some sort of results. But of course, that's a given when, you're working with people like us with the team. All right, Bastian. I want to say thank you for hopping on today's call. That's all I have for you today. Everybody at home, if you are interested in working with me and the team, joining the mentorship and getting these kinds of results, you can click the link down below in the description, join the Money Making Committee's Discord, and then send me a private DM with the word mentorship, and we'll go from there. We'll see if you're a good fit. Believe it or not, we do not accept just anybody that throws money at us. There is a bit of a vetting process. But regardless if you guys plan on joining or not, thanks for tuning in to today's video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.